Hello viewers, do you wish to go from beginner level to advanced in watercolor painting? Let's go about it step by step then. The basic line work for this painting is included towards the end of the video, so you can take it from there for reference. Here we begin by painting the tree foliage first, which is going to be a bright red in this case, and for that I am using vermilion hue and a little bit of orange. Notice how I am going about with the brush strokes here. In this case, it's sort of a variegated wash. The material list and shopping links are given in the description. You may have a look at them later on. Then we paint the sky. In this case, I am using ultramarine blue and a little bit of turquoise blue intermittently for some variation. And I am using a sort of a graded wash here, taking care that there are no hard lines forming in between. Let's consider the light source to be from the right hand side, and so all elements will have their right sides in lighter values, including the sky. To know more about such watercolor techniques that can be used in watercolors, we have two videos dedicated for watercolor techniques. The link of these videos have been given in the description. You may have a look at them later on. Notice how all the elements are placed in the overall composition of my painting. Not a single element can be seen in the exact center of the paper, either vertically or horizontally. Especially the focal point, that is the cluster of the houses and the tree, is definitely off center. Let's add some green for the background trees. This can be done using sap green and a bit of ultramarine blue intermittently. This right side tree can be painted using sap green, raw sienna and a bit of ultramarine blue. You'll notice I am softening some of the edges with a damp brush in order to bring out the softness and remove any hard edges. This is called the feathering out technique. Let's keep the front house as white itself, and so only the shaded side of the house and the undersides of the roof and the shadows of the roof will have to be painted in darker values. We'll paint the rear house in raw sienna, and for the shaded side wall and the undersides of the roof and shadows, we'll add a bit of raw umber. The plinth and steps of the house can again be painted in raw sienna. For the middle and foreground, let us indicate some lush greenery, for which we can use some lemon yellow, some sap green, some light green, and these can be done in patches intermittently. We'll make the shaded sides of the houses darker with some darker values. And the doors and windows can also be painted in darker values. Let's indicate some flowery bushes in front of the house with some orange and vermilion hue. And now for the bushes, we can again use some sap green and ultramarine blue. The stream in front of the house can be painted in various shades of blue. And for the rocks and stones along the banks, we can use shades of grey and brown. At this stage, we have completed our base layer of painting. Now let's proceed to refine each and every component with finer details and darker values wherever required as per the light direction. Remember, watercolors always turn light as they dry as compared to the time we actually applied them. And so many a times we need to paint in several layers until we get the desired results. Here we can use gouache white or poster white to indicate the grille of the windows. So let's proceed in refining each of the elements with lighter values facing the light and darker values against the light. As I mentioned earlier, the base coat has dried up completely and is also appearing lighter than it was initially applied, and so we'll need to refine each and every element accordingly. We can add some green leaves for the red bloom tree at a few places. The background foliage can be made darker so that our light colored houses will then pop out. To paint the tree trunks and branches, we can use raw umber and a bit of black. If you are painting along, do share your works on Instagram by tagging me so I can see your works too. Do mention in the comments section below where you are watching from. Do comment in the comment section below mentioning which part of this video you liked best. As usual, we are painting an impressionistic painting and so photorealistic details are not required. We'll add some finishing touches here and there and the painting is done. Here is the line work for your reference. I hope you liked this video as much as I enjoyed painting it. If you liked it, do give it a like and hype and subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon so you'll get notifications of our future videos. Share the video with your friends and do leave your valuable comments in the comments section below. You're most welcome to enjoy all the other videos on this channel too. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.